What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Mo Money's channel. So today I have another one of my recipes for you guys. So this recipe is actually a recipe that I grew up on. My mom used to make me this all the time when I was a little kid. So it's actually kind of a funny story. My mom and dad are kind of like always battling for recipes because like they both love to cook. So I guess that's where I kind of get it from. So I was just casually telling my dad, because he was asking like, oh, what's gonna be your next video? Shout out to my pops. He watches all my videos, even though he shouldn't watch all of them because some of them are like not dad proof. But anyways, so I was telling my dad I was gonna make a recipe that my mom used to make me when I was little. But according to my dad, he said that that's his recipe and that I got it twisted. So who knows whose recipe it really is, because according to my dad, he used to make this when he was like younger for hangovers. So who knows who's telling the truth, guys. But either way, it's bomb. Let me just take a little sippy sip of my coffee first, because your girl is not a morning person. So, and this recipe is super good, you guys, and it's super easy, and I feel like it's kind of low budget also to make. So it's kind of a struggle meal. Let me show you guys what you're gonna need for today's recipe. Okay, guys, so you're gonna need beans for this recipe. I actually made a pot of beans last night just so that I already have them ready. To the people that eat canned beans, please do yourself a favor. Get a big pot and make yourself beans for the week. So you guys can throw away all those nasty ass canned beans that you guys use. And don't tell me which brand is good, because I do not care. All canned beans are nasty. So please, you guys, learn how to make beans. Keep a fucking pot of beans for the week, and that way you don't have to eat that nasty stuff, okay? I know to my Mexican peeps, making beans is like kind of a no-brainer, but believe it or not, there's a lot of people who actually don't know how to make homemade beans. So I just made a little quick tutorial. Excuse the visual here. I had to record off my phone camera really quick. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna look in through our beans, and we're gonna make sure that there's no little rocks in here, and that there's also like no like little rotten beans. See how like any little bean that looks like ugly like that, I usually take it out. So you just want to skim through them really quick. You want to wash your beans until the water comes out clear. See how right now it looks a little foggy? All right, you guys, you see how my beans are nice and clear? The water's nice and clear. So now I put it on the fire and I'm going to add salt. I'm going to add about this much salt just to start off. But you guys, make sure that you guys check on the beans every 30 minutes or so, just because the water is going to keep going down and you want to keep adding water to it. So make sure you keep an eye. These are Peruvian beans. Peruvian beans are the ones that we use. Also, I like the Peruvian beans because they cook a lot faster than the pinto beans. These take about maybe an hour and a half to cook. 2 hours at the most, but usually they're done within an hour and a half. I also want to mention to you guys, halfway in through cooking the beans, make sure you add more salt, just because you're going to keep adding water, and as you keep adding water, it's going to take away the salt flavor. So you want to add more salt halfway through your cooking process. Okay, guys, so this is the pot of beans that I made last night. I'm warming them up right now. So this is what your beans should look like. So for our beans, you're going to need chile de árbol. You're going to need eggs, bacon. I'm going to be making a little chile de molcajete for my recipe. So if you guys are interested in making the chile de molcajete, what you're going to need is tomato, you're gonna need tomatillo, chile güero, garlic, and chile serrano. I also want to add, if you guys don't have molcajete, you guys can use just a cup. So basically, just to show you guys really quick, so if you guys don't have a molcajete, this is kind of like the bootleg way of doing it. So then you would basically use a cup, and then you would just smash down your veggies like this. Obviously, I would use a bigger bowl, and I would probably use, I wouldn't use a plastic one, but this is all I got to show you guys, but you guys get the idea. You guys always ask me where I got my molcajete from. So my dad actually bought this from TJ. He bought this from Mexico. So he says like the best ones are in Mexico, but obviously not everyone can go. So you guys can buy these like at the little Mexican meat markets, or like the Mexican grocery stores. They usually have them. When you guys do buy a molcajete, I do suggest that you look up a video on YouTube on how to cure it, because you can't just like use it, you have to cure it. So that's just a little quick lesson 101 for my American peeps. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the bacon. So I just kind of cut it like in medium strips, like not too short and not too long, so just like that. And I'm probably gonna use about half of the bag. Alright guys, so before I start anything, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start making my chile molcajete, because that's kind of what takes the longest. So how I'm gonna start cooking it is, first things first, this is the comal. You guys have told me how you say it in English, but I forgot, so Google it. Anyways, so this is what I use to make my chile in. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put this aluminum foil over the comal. This is basically gonna help my veggies. It's gonna help it like to not stick. And this is how you're gonna do it. Make sure you have your fire on low, because you don't want it too high. Alright guys, so I already rinsed my veggies and now I'm putting them on here like to grill. So again, you want to have this on low fire, and you want to make sure not to keep lifting it, because you want the burnt part that's going to be on the skin, because that's what's going to give it flavor. So maybe about halfway through, once this is halfway done, I'm going to flip them over. And then I'm going to put a foil over it so it could cook faster. Alright guys, so this is my chopped up bacon. So now I'm going to put it to cook. I mean, you want to make sure you don't have it, you don't have your fire on so high. Alright guys, so halfway through your bacon cooking, we are going to add the chiles. I'm going to add about 4 or 5. And then you're going to cook them with the bacon. Once the bacon is done cooking, you're going to take them out once again and put them to the side. So basically what the chile is doing is it's giving basically the oil that came out of the bacon is going to give it flavor. So it'll make the beans a little spicy, but not too much. It'll just be spicy enough. And my chiles are still cooking, so I'm just flipping them over as they cook. Alright guys, so my bacon is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chiles out and I'm going to put them on the side. Alright guys, so now that my veggies and my chiles are almost done, they're halfway done, so now I'm going to cover them with this foil paper, and this is basically gonna help them cook a little faster. So I recommend that you add the foil halfway through them being done, just because you kind of want to make it like, you want the outside to burn a little bit, and you also don't want to overcook the tomatoes and the chiles, because then it kind of makes the taste a little off. So make sure you do this once they're halfway done. And I already took out some of my chiles. You see how they're nice? See how they're like soft and they're burnt? This is exactly how you want them, because the burnt part is what's going to give it flavor. Alright guys, now for my eggs, the way I season my eggs is I always put a little bit of Lorry's. I put a little bit of garlic salt and a little bit of pepper. Now I'm going to whisk them. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do, I did drain a little bit of the oil just so it's not super oily, and I threw some of it away. But I did leave a good amount in there just because we still need to refry the beans. So now that I'm done whisking my eggs, I'm going to throw them in with my bacon to cook. So basically you guys, we're making like a paisa version of a spread, because we're just adding a whole bunch of stuff in here. My mom and my dad call it revuelto, so I guess that's the proper name for it. But I don't know about you guys, but this reminds me of a spread, like a paisa version of a spread. So, but it's cool though, because we paisas and we love Mexican food, right? Alright guys, so now that my eggs are almost done, they're like damn near cooked. But now I'm gonna start throwing my beans in here. We're gonna start refrying them. Alright guys, so this is how much beans I threw in here. Also, add a little bit of the caldo from the beans. Add a little bit of the broth from the beans, because you don't want them super dry. You want a little bit of water in there, not too much, but just enough. So I'm gonna let it cook in here for like about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna start smashing them. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna start smashing my beans. And please make sure that you guys use one of these. Don't use an electric one, because you want to have your beans still a little chunky. You don't want them to be super liquefied. So once your beans are smashed, now we're going to add the chiles we took out earlier. And you could add more, but since we're feeding the kids also, they can't handle so much chile. They can handle chile, but just not so much. So I only put 4. But you guys can add more if you want. And this is what it should look like. It probably looks crazy to you guys if you guys have never tasted revuelto. But I promise you guys, this is so fucking good. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna get started on my chile en molcajete. So I'm just taking out all my veggies and stuff. This is exactly what you want. You want it to be nice and burnt, because the burnt part is what's gonna give it flavor. Alright guys, so the first thing that we are going to grind is going to be our garlic. So we're gonna do that first. And we're gonna make a paste, like a paste out of the garlic. This is the paste that you kind of want. You want it exactly like that, nice and grinded. After you do the garlic is mainly the first one you want to do. You can work on whatever you want next. I'm gonna do the chiles. I feel like the chiles are a little harder to grind. This is a little workout, you guys, but I promise it'll be worth it. Now I'm working on the chile serranos. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna start on my tomatoes and my tomatillos. These are usually more easy than the chiles because they just smash up. And since I'm almost done smashing everything up, I'm gonna add the salt now. So I'm gonna add about this much salt. If you're new to this, add as you go. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water, just a little bit. Alright guys, look at my masterpiece. Every time I make molcajete, I just feel like I did something, like, I don't know, you guys. Like, I just think it looks so beautiful. And it's so bomb, like literally so bomb. If you guys have never had chile al molcajete, like you seriously need to try it. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I prep my tacos. So I like my tortillas burnt. The burntness gives it like a good ass flavor. Like you don't want it super burnt, but like just enough. Alright guys, so these are my tacos. You see I got a little chile in there. These chiles are so fucking bomb when you're eating your beans. So you don't have to serve it in tacos. You could just serve the beans and then, you know, just eat it with your tortilla. But I personally always end up making tacos out of my food, so I just already made it. So now we're gonna put some of our bomb chile el molcajete that we made. And now we're gonna put some queso fresco. Ooh, you guys, my mouth is already watering. This is about to be fire. Tell me that doesn't look fucking bomb, you guys. Alright, you guys already know what time it is. This is for all my freaks. So, we are doing the Fetish Bites. So, I'm literally starving, you guys. I have not ate anything. So, and you guys already know, we put tapatio on everything. So, let me put some tapatio on this right quick. And honestly, you guys, like us real Mexicans, like this is breakfast to us. Like, usually we don't want no pancakes or like little scrambled eggs. Like we want some beans and eggs and tortillas and some chile and some good queso fresco, and that is a breakfast to us, you guys. Honestly, even beans and queso fresco is like the way to go. I could eat that morning, day or night. I do not give a fuck. All right, you guys, it's about to go down. Shit, let me get a little closer so all my little fiends can see. Fucking fire, you guys. I'll do another one hot. I damn near, I could eat this in like 2 bites if I wanted to, but I don't want to look like a fat pig in front of you guys, so I'm gonna do it in 3. But just know if I wanted to, I could do it in 2. This shit, you guys, bomb. You guys need to try this. Alright guys, and that completes today's video. I know I don't have a lot of breakfast recipe for you guys, but I'm gonna try to make some more up for you guys, just so I kind of have a little breakfast edition for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed my childhood meal that my mom used to make us when we were kids. It's so good and it's super easy to make. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You guys don't forget to send me your videos, your pictures of the food that you guys make of mine. If you guys have any breakfast suggestions, go ahead and put it down in the comment box. Thank you guys so much for watching Mo Money's channel.